Here we go, Zested versus Kal-El. Let's take a look. Okay, Valder versus Valder. Very classic matchup here. Alright, we see an early mage from Zested and Kal-El, both going for that mage kind of strat. And we see the, mages are capturing the side villages, swords coming forward. Valder going for this village here. We saw Kal-El bring the mage across to the mountain, get a heal on Valder, and then doubling up on the mages. That was interesting. We see Valder going for this side village over here, sending the mage up. Enemy Valder grabbing a village and is the first one to get grooved. Very nice. Very nice for Kal-El. Kal-El has controlled the center and is doing very well on the sides. Alright, we see a Thief and a Knight come out, very aggressive, with double pikes on the right side to kind of defend this. And a sideways mage to camp this mountain so that that mage can't take it and decap the village. Very clever. Sideways mage coming in a little bit late. Sword grabs the village, that'll at least drive this mage off. And we see Valder taking advantage of the other Valder slower opening and punishing that with a free sword. Crit. Beautiful. Very lovely. Lots of swords coming down, walling off. And it looks like Kal-El has the advantage in this opening. Both sides mirroring thieves, very nice. And continues to decap with the mage, not afraid of punishment. Wow, Kal-El's Valder going for another groove. Meanwhile, Zested hasn't grooved once yet.
From your grave.
There's the groove. I don't know what this can do, though. Knight going in, mage going in. The pike's kind of forming a defensive line to try to zone off Valder here. Retreating a bit Ghost for the crit. So kind of building up forces here and here. Definitely been pushed off by Kal-El, and Kal-El is really in control of this game right now. Oh, nice positioning with Valder, gets that sweet, sweet double sword crit. I think those were both summoned swords. So, absolutely free damage coming in. And drops a heal. Securing territory by the stronghold while defending their own stronghold. Very nice. It's all Zested can do to try to get back and cover this. Zested gets grooved, brings in the Knight, very nice. Mage heals the pike, and it's enough to kill the sword. That was very important. Suicides into the mage to pen some defense, and then finishes it off with a pike. Very good use of that one sword. Brilliant. That was really well played by Zested. Pike crit goes in. Numerous swords doing so much damage, annihilating that pike line. However, there's no counter for the Knight on the table yet, and nothing to deal with the Giant. Kal-El being very defensive, but not really pushing out. Alright, we see Zested's army on the left kind of just hanging around. Knight gets a pick. Pike just kind of moving. Not really doing much. Just forming a line.
From your grave.
And we see Valder back off a bit, definitely respecting the power of that Giant. And just kind of clustering up their troops, prepping for counterattack. Knight comes out on the village. Giant comes out on Valder. Maybe didn't back out far enough. Heal comes out on the Giant. Oh, this is a very nice formation from Kal-El. Look at that. Really beautiful, really powerful. But Valder backs off a bit. Gotta respect that stronghold defense. Alright. We see both thieves coming in. And it looks like they're gonna start working on these villages, but the Knight comes out to stop that from happening. We see Valder kind of separating his army between 4 different fronts. The far right, the stronghold, the middle of the map, and over here on this village. And forming a weird diagonal. I don't know how that's gonna hold up against Kal-El. Another sword summon. Kal-El really making the most of this. Finds the crit on the mage. Really nice. I don't know about that sword advance, though. continuously hammering the enemy Valder. Really great pressure there. Thief backs off. Gotta respect the Knight. Mage backs off. That Knight is single-handedly defending that one front. And Valder takes us to the center of the map, but I don't know, he kind of threw a bunch of units over here. They might just die now. Yeah, sure enough, big damage to the Knight. The Knight goes down. Sword goes down. Well, it cost one of the sides that could have been used to hit the Golem. The Thief does make the steal there. And all of a sudden, it looks like Zested has done a good job of recovering the economy. Valder just heals. He's not attacking the Knight, but he's just walling it. Archer goes for a pick on the dog, and the Giant murders that Knight. Really solid attacks, but once again, these troops are kind of just left by themselves. I don't know if they're respecting the counterattack enough. Good damage. Kal-El trying to respect the counterattack a little bit more this time, putting a lot more units there. And getting in range to deal with this Thief, possibly. Alright, now Zested's got to do a little bit of a front switch, and they do. Securing this village to increase their econ lead. And now being a little bit aggressive here. Taking out 2 units and going for the Valder summon, very nice. Big damage to that pike. The mage just retreats, however, and sword and dog are used. Oh, the dog didn't attack. Okay, just using the weaker units as walls and threats. Lots of mages coming out on the left side. Giant Harpy kills the mage, and Valder kills the sword. Now Valder has groove. The Giant continues to pressure Valder. And lots of picks, lots of kills. Definitely a much stronger attack this time from Kal-El. On the left side, they're kind of just units staring at each other. Kind of like a Giant versus Harpy, Mage versus Knight. I think ultimately the Giant is going to win that fight. And Kal-El moves most of their forces to the left. Finds the Knight crit, although that could have hit the Giant instead. Valder backs off. Giant into Giant. And Mage finds the Harpy. And the other Knight advances, but I don't know if I like this. There's still that Archer they have to contend with. A couple of Giants, one of them in crit range. This is very, very dangerous for Zested right now. Kal-El finds a steal, finally. And goes in for Pike on Knight. And then uses the Archer, who was chipped down, to finish it off. Golem can do big damage to the remaining Knight. And then we see some heals come out. Valder with a very nice Golem formation here. Continues to push. Another Golem coming out. Let's take a quick look at the economy here. Zested is still ahead, but not by much, and they're down on unit count. Dragon coming out to deal with all these Golems, very smart. And Valder does big damage, but with no Archer on the field, they can't really finish off that Golem. Everybody's advancing, lots of pikes, lots of defense, using air to wall off the stronghold. Very smart, because that mage is not in range. The pikes are actually going to the right to deal with this Knight, but I don't think they're going to make it in time? Not sure. Witch coming out to deal with the dragon. Valder completely respects it and backs off with the full Giant contingent. They just were not attacking into this today. Whoa. Alright, the pikes are able to deal with that Knight, and dedicates even more forces to the right side. I don't know about that. You're fighting an army on the left.
My hand tries.
Overall, this is a great match. Zested also builds a Witch, and using that Econ Dominance for triple build here with a little bit of money left over. Sends sword into sword to chip. And puts a Mage in front of Valder. I don't know if that was necessary. Yeah, sure enough, that Mage goes down to a Golem who can pretty much attack at max range. I don't think it was necessary putting that in front of Valder there. I don't know if it stopped like a certain suicide play or something. Golems get chain kill after chain kill, dealing insane damage. So much damage coming out. Pike comes down. This was a very, very neat attack from Kal-El. I don't see how this can be punished. Mage heal on the mage could kill the witch. Yup, there it is. Nope, it's not enough. It's not even enough. Deals with enough units to get some damage to that golem and finally takes it out. But that's just one golem. And the dragon is a little bit exposed now because they weren't able to finish it more efficiently. However, Zested builds their own golem and starts advancing with pikes and knights, desperate to do some kind of econ damage on the right side where they've dedicated a significant portion of their forces. Meanwhile, Kal-El is happy to just keep pushing in and attacking. We see a witch hex come out from a very interesting spot. It'll be difficult for anything to reach that witch. Because notice, the mage can't cross through the village or go over Double Mountain. It'll have to be witch into witch, or the mage goes around where the golem's standing, which means you'd have to kill the golem first. Valder's still playing with all their golems. It doesn't look like they're going to attack this turn, probably just using Groove. Yup, there it is. Another sword appears. And it can't really do anything, so that's it. Zested still growing their econ lead, using their forces to push on the right. But they're losing on the left. Oh, the Harpy takes the witch! Very nice! I didn't even see that. The mountain crit right there. You see the sword coming out from Valder, which is really, really, really risky, considering that Valder is at 7 health. Sword goes to the right, so that a dog can go in and hit the giant. Mage doesn't heal Valder at attacks, and then another golem's used to kill that golem. Dog wipes out a dog, and another dog is used to take the archer. Valder is a little bit exposed here, but I don't think he can be hit on enough sides to kill him. Not even going for it, using the suicides to damage the golem instead, and takes it out with another golem. All these mages are doing great work on the attack. Heavy damage coming out from all sides. Kal-El still hammering this attack. Heals go down. And ultimately, Zested is able to defend this while pushing the right. It's insane. I don't even know how they're doing this. So many heals go out on the dragon. So many heals. Why so many heals on the dragon? Is this a kill? Could we be looking at a kill? Double suicide. Witch Hex. This is the end right here. 2 sides with Dragon Commander. That's GG. Zested takes the game. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Alright, we see Nuru versus Greenfinger. I guess they didn't want another Valder duo. That was quite entertaining. Alright, we're seeing a Greenfinger, we're seeing a Nuru, we're seeing similar openings from before, and lots of mages. We're definitely seeing Zested... we're definitely seeing player 1 favor this double mage opening so far. Oh, that's interesting. Mage caps Mountain here, instead of going for that early on. I'm not sure about that. Oh, but that way Nuru goes center. Okay. Trying something a little different. Now Mage grabs it. And bringing up double Mage up the left. Very interesting. Using their own Mage to grab this. And we see the pikes coming out for Zested. We see the pikes coming out for Kal-El. They've switched sides, remember guys. So Zested is yellow this time. And Kal-El is green. Knight comes out, gets a good hit. Very solid plays, very solid plays. We see the Thief come out, stealing some gold, trading villages. Though Nuru is in complete control of these center villages. Yeah, since the mage delayed, it wasn't able to take down the village. And we see an archer coming out, that's definitely going to zone out that mage. Double pikes, the sword's able to decap the village. Zested definitely taking notice of Kal-El moving to the right. Alright, the mages have to back off a little bit, respecting the archer, respecting the pikes. They don't really have a knight or anything here that can take that village, so that'll put Kal-El a little bit behind if they can't swap it. Because Zested has already taken this village. Meanwhile, Greenfinger keeps decapping the center villages. You know, that's the thing about this map. The center villages change hands pretty quickly. But the corner villages are a little harder to trade. Good sword hit into mage, although that sword can die. The archer is protecting it very nicely. Nuru just pecking at this village, doesn't take it out, but getting some groove, getting some damage. Kal-El probably doesn't want to recap this while Greenfinger's standing right there, but Greenfinger can also hit this one, so it might not matter. Yeah, choosing not to decap it ultimately doesn't matter. Oh no, it did deny Greenfinger groove, it did, because they chose to take this out without Greenfinger. They want to leave Greenfinger here. Okay, so positionally it mattered. Greenfinger goes to the center forest, throws the knight over here. We see Dog Sword come out, very nice. And now Zested is in complete control of both corners. How did that happen? And the center, apparently. Kal-El trying to recover economy. Wait, hold on. How is Zested so far ahead? Well, the apparently really great attacks. Zested has been managing to take everything so far. But Nuru has just like this epic swarm of pikes on the right side that is destroying these villages and trying to get the econ back. Meanwhile, the thief is running up the left to catch a village off guard if they're sneaky enough. Lots of mages, lots of archers, and a couple knights finally being dropped. We see sword goes in, followed by a knight crit to kill a pike, using knights to kill pikes. I like it. Double mage hit on the pikes. Even goes knight crit into a pike. Just doing, and then blocks Nuru from the mountain using the thief. Oh, I love it. I love that play, because the thief is worthless, so you don't want to attack it, but you can't really pen it either. Greenfinger comes down, sword crit on sword. Such a brilliant attack by Zested. I don't know what Kal-El is going to do here. They drop a heal on the pikes. That makes sense. They've got some archers, and they choose to go after the mage, and then take out the knights with the pikes like that. Very nice. Nuru kills a mage, and the harpy takes a knight. Then using a combination of archer-mage, and then blocks off Greenfinger so he can't punish the archer. Really brilliant counterattack by Kal-El. Totally destroyed that attack. Zested is very flush with cash. They were ahead on econ for a long time, and they have not lost their econ lead. Despite maybe losing that attack, they can keep fighting, and are bringing down more troops, but retreating a little bit, respecting the Nuru double archer. Again, let's just take a look at this economy. Zested is still 400 gold up, so they can afford to lose a few trades, but not like that. Nuru just gets completely destroys that archer, and then puts their own archer behind it. This is going to put Greenfinger in a very awkward situation. Greenfinger needed those archers because they had groove, and are not going to be able to use it that well. Protecting the mage advance, and going for a groove, but that will not stop the archer from hitting something if they're really determined to. It will, however, force the archer to be on the back pedal of getting smacked by a giant if they decide to go for it. Nuru backs off, archer backs off, repositioning to the center, and starts going after center villages. Notice that Zested is completely in control of these villages here, and had the center all this time. It's like, Zested is trading for villages so well, even though they're losing the war with the units. And Greenfinger's just stalling until Zested can build more stuff with all their money. Kal-El even had to miss a Rax build here. Thief goes in to take yet another village and deny 300 econ. And now the vines are coming in with the golem to protect the thief. Oh, that's beautiful. With a mage hanging out there to punish the harpy hit if the harpy goes in. Good archer strike on the knight. It might be possible to hit that archer, but the counterattack would be very severe. So pretty safe there. And harpy kind of flexes in a little bit to help zone. We see Nuru taking out that village. Nuru's standing in a bit of an awkward spot. I don't think she can be crit or killed, but she's still exposed on two sides right in front of the enemy. That being said, with double archer, double mage backing her up, I don't think she has anything to worry about. Very, very solid defensive formation from Kal-El, but what Kal-El really needs to do is attack. Uses giant to... Oh, the dragon kills the thief, and the sword protects it from the mage. It could still get taken down if the knight hits the village and the mage goes around, but then mage gets road crit, mage can die to sword, and then dragon could take knight, so a perfect defense on the left side. Sorry, that took a while to explain. Archer comes in with a balloon drop from Zested, and Zested is using the vines mostly just to protect the thief at this point. The mage took big damage from the archer, allowing the harpies to go in, and Nuru is finally penning those vines. Greenfinger has kind of been stuck in the face of Kal-El's awesome forces, and Kal-El is taking advantage of this by finally doing some work on the enemy vines. Nuru has Groove, but chooses to attack instead to clear some more vines, and using a balloon to block. But where is Nuru standing right now? I do not love that position. I do not love it at all. There is a Knight crit on the table, but once again, I don't think Nuru can die straight out here. Easy kill on the balloon. Thief continues to retreat, and the dragon zones its territory with a mighty roar. We see Zested continue to control the center villages despite Nuru having a massive presence there. Big Knight damage to the mage. The Knight crit on Nuru does go in, but ultimately that's just harass. That Knight is going to die for its crimes. Golem retreats, and then we see double heal go off. It's not going to be enough because there's a Knight crit on the table. Sorry, a pike crit on the table. Dog kills the mage. Harpy goes in on the Knight, not the pike. Interesting. And the archer is used to hit the mage. Really zoning in on the anti-air to try to stop Zested from using that anti-air. And then a Knight is summoned to finish the mage off. There's the pike crit. We really didn't need the Harpy strike for that. And the pikes finish that other Knight off as well. Nuru doing some really great damage, gets the mountain crit, but ultimately a forest golem is just so tanky. And we see a dog hurting itself to try to take down that village, and they do, and they manage to grab it back. But despite this being the end of Kal-El's village advance, they're still down 400 gold, which means they were down even more at the start of their turn. This game is crazy. This game is so crazy. I don't even know what to say about it. This game is so crazy. Village gets taken down. Knight advance. They're just trading like mad, but all trading benefits Zested. Because Zested is higher on cash, and they want to make trades, even at a little bit of a loss, just to continue the attrition war rolling. Kal-El is not famous for being able to attack or close, and this is a big situation where that weakness is revealed. They can't seem to gain ground here against Zested's force, even though it's smaller and like right there. Kal-El just can't break it. And part of that is really good play and positioning on the part of Zested. Zested is just not exposing anything, is using their econ lead to build big units, and is not afraid to trade them to take advances. Kal-El has the bigger army, I think. Let's look at the unit count here. Hold on. No, I'm sorry. Zested actually has an equal army to Kal-El's. They've been keeping unit count, even disregarding the villages. Alright, I've got to look at the clock now, because that's coming into play, and we see that Zested is down to 7 minutes. This game might come down to the clock, actually, if... Yeah, that's probably why Zested is attacking right now. They've got 6 minutes left. They have to close out this game. Now remember, Zested will win in a sudden death situation because they control more villages. So if both players run down their clocks equally, Zested will be the victor. Ultimately, Zested doesn't even have to attack if Kal-El is also low on time, and they are. But Kal-El is only required to move 1 unit a turn, so we might get to see some stally timeout stuff if this continues. Subtle repositionings, just waiting for the counter kill, but ultimately this is not the right move. Kal-El has to push out right now, unless they're really baiting hard, because if they don't push out, they're going to lose the game. Zested taking villages, but I don't believe that's the right call. You don't care about villages right now. They don't matter. You either want to end the game or end your turn. Zested was up on time and up on villages, and they chose not to stall. They're choosing to attack, but it's costing them a lot of time to do so. This is one of the unfortunate situations with how endgame works. Kal-El's motivation is to just do very little. Zested needs to press forward. We see a Hex come out to damage 1 pike. We see another Hex come out, doing a little bit more, and Mage crit on the Golem, Harpy on the Pike on the Pike. Kal-El kind of forced Zested into a bad spot here on the clock. But because of this, now Kal-El is burning their time. Because they had to meet this counterattack, or Zested would just stomp on them with golems. 3 minutes left for both players. More crazy witch hexes coming out, just to use them as quickly as possible. Both players really down on time. We see the golems coming forward, and these golems are going to make the game, because it is really hard to kill 4 frickin' golems when you have 3 minutes left. The golems are just murdering everything, and honestly, I don't even think you need to do anything except just blindly attack at this point. Zested is going to win, they just have to not lose. Bring everything forward. Attack. Don't lose. Don't lose. Just don't lose. That's all you have to do is stick a bunch of stuff in front of Greenfinger and make Kal-El burn their clock. We see the double witch hexes continue to come out. But witch hexes take time. They have an animation. The knight kills the mage, which is very important because they can be used to stop those witches. We see triple archers defending, but can they even get to the front without putting themselves in danger? The answer is no. They're going really far forward, just doing everything possible to defend the stronghold, but they're gonna get into sun and death territory if this keeps up. Golems attacking. Golems attacking. Remember, sudden death is triggered if both players enter the 30-second mark. Heal comes down on the golems. Really big play. Knight crit. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Witch goes in. Harpy. Both witches are dead. Zesper has stopped the hexes. The dragon kills a knight. Archer retreats and a bunch of units are going forward. Honestly, I'd just retreat Greenfinger at this point. There's no reason to keep him at risk. Harpy goes in and face checks to mages because it does not matter. And Witch goes out just to hit 2 units. That probably wasn't worth it just from a time perspective. And your turn Zested. Okay, 52 seconds. Kal-El is really running on time, and there is no humanly possible way to kill Greenfinger. They're just trying to make as many trades as possible, trying not to lose the game, and they refuse to give up. Big hits coming out, but they gotta just end their turn here. Witch Hex comes out. Zested is at 30 seconds, 33. Here we go, 31. Sudden Death. We have entered Sudden Death territory. Zested should just end their turn. 19 seconds, 16 seconds. Stop attacking and you'll win the game. They have basically 10 seconds left. Nuru suicides. Nuru suicides. Unfortunately, if Kal-El got dropped to 30 seconds, Zested would automatically win the game. I don't think they even had enough time to stall. Maybe like move Nuru behind the stronghold into the forest and then quickly end your turn before it drops to 30. Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, ultimately that was very, very much Zested's win. Really great game. Very well played. I wanted to narrate more games, guys, but I'm wiped just from that. That was some intense war groove right there. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for coming on the stream. I'm probably going to stream a little more later today. I'll catch you later, and welcome to